everyone. Welcome to another edition of Meet Marshfield. Today we're at the Governor Winslow School on August 4th, 2012 for the big game between the Kiwanis Club of Marshfield and the Marshfield Police Department. So we hope you enjoy the game. This is the second year that they've done it. And I have my co-host here, Joe O'Neill, name from the past, who's going to help me do some interviews as the game goes on. So let's see what the game has in store.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the peril.
Starting on our roundup, Officer Rob Reedy.
He's a looker. No better. Swing, Rob.
Oh,
Look good.
1-1.
Yeah, nice, Robbie. Hey, look, two. Got two. Not going. You were hustling, you'd be on second. Nice job.
Here we are at Governor Winslow's School for the second annual anyway, softball game with the Kiwanis Club of Marshfield and the Marshfield Police Department. And we've gone way out into the big leagues to get someone to umpire, as he did last year, Jim Robinson. Jim, how do you feel about today?
Well, like you said, at least we have some shade before the game, so
right.
Because I guess it's going to be another warm, muggy day.
True.
But last year, I was surprised how serious these guys took this game, and it ended up being a very good game.
And they're doing it today, too, from the warm-ups.
Yeah. And, so I think last year Kiwanis snuck in some ringers. Looks like the cops have now brought in some ringers too. So I think we're in for another entertaining game.
Well, I think maybe it should be 1-1 at the end of this, for the second thing we have here. Do you think they're going to win today, the police? They look pretty good.
Yeah, I think they will. And as I said last year afterwards, if an umpire's going to make a mistake, they're on the side of the cops.
All right. Thanks so much, Jim.
Okay.
Good luck today.
Thanks. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Bye-bye.
Second.
So here we have our second umpire, Ray Picard, who has done this quite a bit, as you can see. And so I think we're going to have a fair game today. I think the calls will be right on. And how many times have you done this type of umpiring?
I'm actually a high school umpire for baseball, so as far as softball goes, this would be the first time for this event.
Yes, but I think they're both the same kind of umpiring they have to do, out or safe or whatever.
Absolutely.
Right.
I've been doing this for a while. Absolutely.
And where are you from?
I'm from Marshfield.
Oh, are you? Oh, that's even better. Yeah. So we have two Marshfield people here. Now, the other umpire told me that in case of a tie, he might go with the police. How do you feel about that?
I think maybe a tie's a tie. I don't know. We'll have to see how the game goes.
All right. Thanks so much, Ray.
Thank you.
Here. We appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
Okay, now we are here with Steve Driscoll, who is the new president of the Marshfield Kiwanis Club. And we're here at the game with the Kiwanis Club and the police department. And the Kiwanis does an awful lot of great things here in Marshfield. And Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the things the club has coming up in the future?
We have our annual clam bake coming up soon. It's going to be in September up at the Tavern. We use some of the proceeds for that to support some of our work with senior citizens in town. We also have our annual cow pie coming up at the end of September. That's a good one. Cow pie bingo, where the cow will go out and wherever the cow does its business on the square, the owner of that square will end up winning $5,000. It's a big fundraiser for us.
And that will be in October.
That's September 29th. It's during the Oktoberfest up at the Marshfield Fairgrounds. And after that, we have our annual Christmas trees starting the Friday after Thanksgiving. That's our largest fundraiser. The members really volunteer all throughout the holiday season. They give a lot of their personal time, and we raise quite a bit of money to support the scholarships for the seniors of Marshfield High School as they graduate.
And you also have something at Thanksgiving time?
Thanksgiving time, yes. I think 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, the members all gather and we purchase a bunch of turkey baskets, probably about 150. We work with the local sowing seeds and with the town, the school system, and look for some ideas, as well as Father Carmichael, some ideas of families in need. And we go out that Saturday morning and we deliver full turkey dinners, baskets, all the fixings, a box full of frozen turkey and all the vegetables and stuffing and whatnot. We deliver those on a Saturday afternoon.
I mean, that's a big burden on you and the officers keeping all these programs going, because you also in here have something about the Key Club, which is extremely active in the high school.
Yes, our Key Club is a Diamond Platinum award-winning Key Club, which is the highest level of honor that a Key Club can hold internationally. And they just got back from the Nationals in Arizona, and as individuals and as a club, they received tremendous awards. They're leaders in the whole Key Club in the district, which is a regional organization as well as nationally. And we work very closely with them. Their officers are spectacular. They participate in our meetings, and it just shows the strength of the youth of Marshfield, that club.
And how can anyone join Kiwanis?
We meet every Thursday up at the Tavern restaurant, Marshfield Tavern, 7 o'clock in the Webster Room. And you come and sit in on a meeting and meet some of the folks. We try to have a lot of fun. We make our meetings as well as we work. We try to have fun while we're working on all of our events and programs. And you just come try it out, and someone will sponsor you, and then you get voted in. Our dues are very minimal, $125 a year to be a member, and all of our effort and all our money goes right back into the community.
Now, you don't have to be a business person in order to join Kiwanis now.
No, you do not. Some folks, I think, might misinterpret that it's a business organization. We have individuals. I work for a large business, but I'm there as an individual and a resident of Marshfield. I'm not there representing my business. It's for people who want to have fun and give back to the community. Is basically what we're about.
Talk about this action club that you have.
The Action Club is a organization that we support and we mentor. It's part of the Kiwanis family, and it is adults with disabilities is basically the membership. And they have a very similar mission, customer service mission, public service mission as we have as Kiwanis. And our members mentor those folks. We have interclubs with them where we meet regularly together. Both clubs will meet, and there are times that we go and we sit in, one or two or three of us will sit in and help the meetings along. John Manning, one of our members, and Kathy Graham and Jackie Little are three of our members that just commit a tremendous amount of time to helping that group. We just had a bingo night up at the center up behind the tavern. I think it's called the Welsh Building. It's an assisted living facility. And we had a tremendous turnout. We sold T-shirts, and we had a bingo night, and it was a great night.
Well, there's a lot of things that the Kiwanis does here in town. Anybody that goes up there on a Thursday night, is it?
Thursday night, 7.
At the tavern, and join them. And in the meantime, congratulations
Thank you
on
very
your
much.
elevation
Thank you very
to be
much.
president.
Thank you.
Right.
Back. Yeah. Oh, that's gone. That's gone. Yeah, baby.
Hi, this is Joe O'Neill with Captain, Future Chief, Mr. Hollywood himself, Phil Tavares. Phil, let's talk a little about today's event, second year. I noticed you didn't start pitching this year. Is that because of last year's little rough outing?
No, not at all. Actually, I had some work business to take care of first thing this morning.
Well, we're glad about that, but you know, obviously you were in a movie currently with Steve there way back, and I thought maybe that had something to do with last year's hitting that Steve thought you would be a good candidate for the role there. This wasn't a speaking role. This was just a background role, or speaking?
A featured extra where I'm laughing with Alice and Janney.
Oh, excellent. Of course, you were in another movie, The Town,
Yes.
way back. You mentioned off camera you're currently did some filming for a new one. Kind of a nice hobby outside of a stressful job.
Yeah, I agree. It's, you know, during the day, my phone rings 100 times. Emails, text messages, phone calls from the office, from people in the community. And it's nice to just sit back and relax and with the phone off because you can't have it on during filming. And just wait to be told what to do, rather than be the one that directs and controls everything else.
Well, I'll tell you, I think you're stepping into a spot that everybody's very comfortable with as a future chief. Billy's done a great job here. Who will be taking your spot as the captain?
Well, hopefully, nothing's set in stone yet, but if I'm promoted, Lieutenant Michael McDonough would be the best candidate. He's currently at the top of the civil service list. I came on the job with him, and we make a good team.
That's good. So you have a good long relationship and stuff. Talk about some of the things around town that you can, like the 139 project. How has that been going as far as traffic? To the best, obviously there's going to be disruptions, but at the end it's going to be a good project. Has the community been pretty, to the most part, receptive? I mean, you got, you know, obviously right now a lot of summer people coming here, you know, cottages and stuff like that, and use our beaches.
Yeah, a good gauge for the traffic and how it affects the community will be basically around September or October, because right now, you know, we have an influx of 10 to 15,000 people on a regular basis, that, on a daily basis, that's in our town because of our beaches and summer cottages, and it has made an impact on traffic.
No.
However, we're all hopeful that the conclusion of this project, the widening of 139 will be a great benefit to the town of Marshfield and will reduce traffic congestion on a regular basis.
So I think this is a good time. I don't want to get too political here, but the school project that's going on, obviously, as you know, through the ranks that you've been here as a police officer, there was a couple of incidents here that got the attention of Secret Service and things from kids who thought they were being amusing, but found out that it's not the right thing to do, and other things that have happened, as you know, events, we'll just say. With that in mind, and the things that happened now that we've had in school systems in Colorado and stuff, have you guys done that consideration for that stuff as far as, you know, the new school design, as far as that kind of thing, as far as, you know, alerts and shutdowns, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. In a post 9/11 world, and more importantly in a post Columbine world, we know that unfortunately tragedies in schools are more common than what we'd like. Taking that into consideration, the school building committee, the school committee, the superintendent, the principal, right down the line have been extremely supportive of police, keeping them involved in the initial stages and throughout the entire process, because safety and security is the most important thing. Because without safety and security, you can't have the proper learning environment. We want to keep the faculty, the staff, and the students safe. And in order to do that, structural things need to take place with the school to include privacy-insured cameras, lockdown procedures that are practiced on a regular basis, such as much like fire drills are. And we're grateful to be part of the process to build a safe and secure high school and to be included in the entire process.
Now, they have a lot of towns that have a police officer in some of these schools as a liaison to between the school and the police department. Is that something that's going to happen here?
Yes, we did have 2 school resource officers that covered the 7 schools. Unfortunately, due to budget cuts and losing personnel,
and other changes in society in our community and throughout the region, our focus was more on the safety and security as opposed to the educational piece. But we do have one school resource officer that is stationed at the high school that goes around to the other 6 schools. My goal would ultimately be to have one in the middle school and one to cover all 5 elementary schools, because I believe it's important to have a positive interaction with the police at an early age and to build a rapport with the police and see them in a positive light rather than later on in life when they see the blue lights in the rearview mirror and it's a bad experience for them.
Absolutely, and even though we are a small seaport town, you have an airport here, that's another probably concern. They have cameras over there, and there's never been a problem there, thank God. But obviously, you never know where it's going to happen. I mean, these violent acts are happening all over the country, and it's something to be, concerned about to a point. Be aware, I guess. The best thing. What would you say before I let you go? Is you're probably either the thing that you'd like to accomplish as far as something that you want to put in that you see that you like, to your fitting that you've seen that's a need, because obviously you're always changing things here as society's changed, as you pointed out. What are some of the things that you'd like to see or do to implement? Anything particular that comes to mind?
Well, I think I'll save the long answered questions for basically the interview that will take place on Monday. But I'd like to continue the excellence that Chief William Sullivan created over the last 28 years.
Hey, you got to get Firefox. You want to do
and in doing so, there's all kinds of plans. However, in policing, with the advances in technology and with the changes in society, to plan more than 1, 3, and 5 years out, not knowing what changes are going to occur with technology and with society, is a little foolish. But my immediate ones would be to reorganize, rebuild the police department, and provide the services that the community deserves and wants and needs. And additionally, I'd like to replace all the cruisers, 1 or 2, 3 or 4 at a time, with ones that the new Ford Interceptor that have will create a 20% savings in fuel.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Well, I'm going to let you go. Are you pitching,
Yes, I am. Lefty pitcher.
Relief pitcher now, huh? You're going to be like a Beckett?
I'm going to try.
Thanks for joining us, Phil. I appreciate it as always. And good luck. And I'm sure things are going to go very well Monday.
Well, I hope so. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Joe O'Neill here with softball legend Al Bundy Headland here. Bob, I saw they moved you at the end there. Was that because of some of the plays that maybe they thought you're slowing down on the field there, or they just needed you in a different position?
I think with a 20-run deficit, we decided to mix things up a little bit.
Well,
the outfield stretched my legs a little bit after you lulled the sleep over the third over there.
Well, you kind of looked early in the game well, but last year you came in and made kind of an impact on things in that game, and you guys came back. This year they were ready for you.
They were ready. They I don't know what they did in the off-season. Looks like they got a couple of young rookies. The Gold Dust twins reminded me of like Rice and Lynn at 75. I don't know if they're ringers or I don't know if they're actual police officers, but we could have a situation here in Marshfield similar to Boston last year with General Manager Valaire maybe being shown the door and heading to Chicago to try to rebuild the Cubs or something. I don't know if it was clubhouse issues this year or the guys were eating chicken and drinking beer before the games, but we certainly didn't perform like we did last year.
Now, kind of a tough play there. You said it took a bad bounce on one shot there. Well, one thing I noticed on your hitting there is you were going the opposite field, which is kind of a different thing for you. But you did it with, line drive shots there, but I was curious why you did that.
Well, I was enticed by the short right field porch here at the Winslow School field. I figured I could, do a little Bernie Carbo inside out, maybe Big Poppy inside out swing looking at that short porch on the right. But it seemed as though we were using a little bit of a restricted flight ball here. I didn't see the ball flying out of here like I expected it to. So I think we only saw like 1 or 2 home runs already.
Yeah, maybe you needed some more of that tarp on the bat, like George Brett there.
I don't know about that. I think that we had other problems that went beyond. I think we needed tarp on our gloves.
Bob, you're obviously playing a lot of softball there, a couple days a week there. Maybe an old friend of ours, who I won't say his name because he'll get mad at me, but maybe because you didn't have him following you in the lineup there?
You know, good point. He does bat behind me in softball. He would be a welcome addition to this team. We need a little offense, so maybe we'll talk to Coach and GM Valaire about bringing our own ringers in next year. And he is a Marshfield business person,
right?
So he qualify, right? I don't know if he's paid his dues to the Kiwanis Club.
That might be a problem there. Real quickly, one quick question, government question. Governor Duvall passed a crime three-strike bill. I was just curious what your opinion would be effective, do you think?
I think it will, and I'm someone who, despite the R after my name, I've been more on the civil liberties side of some of the mandatory sentencing issues that we've had in the legislature. And I actually served on the Sentencing Guideline Commission, and I actually sided with the judges on the final report on that issue. So I think that the legislature traditionally has interfered too much in mandatory sentencing issues. But on this one, this bill, really, it lessens mandatory minimums on some lesser crimes, and it makes it tougher on the severe habitual offenders, and I think that's the balance we need to strike. And I was perplexed by Governor Patrick sending the bill back to us and then considering vetoing it outright. It didn't make any sense. So this is a bill I strongly supported throughout the process, actually for the last 8 years, where we haven't been able to get it out of the Judiciary Committee. We've had a lot of opposition to it amongst some members, but I think it's a good bill.
And quickly too, just a little incident with Romney and the senators there. What do you think of that being having an R after it?
I'm comfortable with it most of the time. I don't really have an allegiance to either party. You know, things are more collegial in the Senate in Massachusetts than it is probably in most of the deliberative bodies around the country. Certainly more than Congress.
True.
And even though we're outnumbered 36-4, certainly our presence, our influence exceeds our actual numbers. If you look at just the end of the session, what we were able to do, we overrode the governor on my legislation to require proof of residency and a valid driver's license to register a car, and that's something that was my bill. The governor vetoed it, and we overrode it almost unanimously in both branches. It was pretty significant vote. So we've had a lot of things. Water rate bill at the end of the session that impacts not Marshfield, but other communities I represent, gives the Attorney General intervenor status in water rate cases, a lot of stuff. The three strikes bill you talk about, I was one of the co-sponsors of that and worked on that. So.
Excellent. And finally, you're obviously running this year. Again, you have a couple of opponents. Anything as far as your plans for election? Is it going to be basically the same that you've been doing, which has been pretty successful? How many years have you been in now?
It's been in a while now. Been a while.
And why do you think, for that reason, why do you think that people should support you?
Well, I think, first, we don't know who the Democratic nominee is, and it's interesting that we actually have a multiple candidate field. So I don't know who's going to win that race. I think it'll be pretty close. Both come from the two smaller communities in the district, and we won't know until September who the nominee will be, but I'm sure they're going to try to make it a referendum on my record, and that's fine. That's great. I mean, I can't think of anything else that we're going to be able to run, so we'll have a discussion. I've even actually last week, they had a candidates forum on WATD here in Marshfield, and after listening to it, I reiterated a challenge I put out there a while ago. I offered to have a three-way debate with the two of them before the primary's even over.
Right.
Just to make it more interesting and get people interested in the process, and haven't heard any response to that. I would think that if I was a challenger running against a long-time incumbent, I'd take that offer up in a heartbeat. More visibility and more exposure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we'll let you go, Al Bundy there. And
what's with this Al Bundy thing?
Well, you know, the baseball, you know, you ever saw the one there?
I'm missing something here.
Yeah, you're missing something. But anyway.
I never watched much of Married with Children. It wasn't one of my favorite shows.
No, well, you know, you didn't hit any triple plays today.
And
I heard that you got a little upset about that from a third party.
Well, actually, it was a mutual friend of ours that brought that gentleman to the game and inserted him into the game that caused the base running blunder that led to the triple play, just for the record.
That's true. That's true. Will you take care? How's the team look this year, all right? You were a little upset in the playoffs last year.
We finished
when
in
running.
Yeah, we finished in second place this year, unfortunately. But I think our team's a lot better than it was last year. We got eliminated, so it'll be fun, and hopefully we won't have any scheduling conflicts. The way it works for me usually is we're in session or I have a meeting. Tonight I have a game and it's beautiful weather, or I'm free and I have a game and it rains.
Well, rumor has it that they're talking about changing you. Oh, a little action there. Come here.
Let's turn this over here. Here's the winners. Here's the winners.
Here we go.
They crushed us this year.
This year you took, you crushed them last year. Did you learn something after last year's event? You know, they tried to bring Bobby in last year. He made an impact, but this year it didn't seem to matter.
Bob's a tremendous player. He's got a big bat, but we learned a few secrets and found some weaknesses, and we went after them. We trained all season. And I think we did well.
Well, rumor has it that you might have brought in a few, third-party people there this year. I don't know.
Well, if that happened, I wasn't here for the start of the game, so I wouldn't have any knowledge of that.
Good answer. Thanks.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And we've come now to the end of a great softball game, but I wanted to get in here Joe Rossi, who is on Marshfield Cable Television with the Rossi Report. And you watched the game for a little bit. What did you think?
I thought this was the revenge that the police had promised from last year.
Yeah, what a revenge, though.
You know, last year it was kind of the Kiwanis was proud that they got one score over the police. This year we're looking at a 20-score deficit with a score of 25-5. I think the Kiwanis will be pulling everyone out of the woodworks that they can for next year.
They might even have Joe O'Neill and me on the team.
You know, I don't want to say anything, but with the way this year went, they may be pulling everyone out.
That's true. So anyway, just a brief talk about the show. How's that going?
Show's going great. We've done some great specials since the show started just about a year ago. We're working on getting some stuff together for late August on a couple special things that are going on in Marshfield. We're trying to do a special on the 139 project. We'd like to do a special on groundbreaking of the Marshfield High School. A bunch of things, as I mentioned, that are going on in town. It's just almost too much to cover that really are fascinating because they're once in Marshfield anyways, they're once in a lifetime things to see happening in our own community.
That's true with this show too, Marshfield Cable Television. I just can't keep up with all the activities and all the people that we can get on, and I think this is good for the television station.
Yeah, I think it is. You know, to be able to get people, you know, you drive through the 139 project, you know, you wonder what's going on when you see different construction. You know, you go past the fields at the high school, you wonder what's going on with that, you know, with that job. You go by the Marshfield Fair, and you know, most people that go in there, you know, they have fun, but they don't really understand what it takes to operate something like that. Those are all the things that, you know, the Rossi Report would love to dive into, just because I think people in Marshfield really enjoy getting in depth with their own community.
Oh, they absolutely do. Well, Joe, thanks so much for appearing here today. Good luck with the show.
All right, thank you.
This is the end of another edition of Meet Marshfield. And until the next time, make it a good day.